Welcome all of you to this webinar on the topic of using learning snacks in the project management context. And my name is Diana Trevino. I'm part of eucen, and eucen is a project partner of the Creative Change project. And the aim of Creative Change is broadly to learn from the creative sector to use this knowledge and to implement it in the project management sector. And therefore, we have this learning cafes to promote different creative contents, which can be useful for project managers. And today we have Isabell Grundschober as a keynote speaker in this learning cafe. Very warmly welcome from all of us. And she will give us an overview about learning snacks in the project management context. Her background is that she's a researcher and deputy head of the Center of Applied Research and Innovation for Lifelong Learning at the University for Continuing Education of Krems in Austria. And her research focuses mainly on education technologies and working out loud methods in the adult education sector. And today she will give us an overview about learning snacks so that we understand what is meant by it. Then she will provide us some concrete examples on how to use learning snacks in the project management context. And in the end, we will have some time for a discussion. So I would like to invite all participants to take note of the questions. And in the end, we can speak then about everything. So this is the introduction, and I would stop sharing now and pass over to you, Isabell.
Thank you, Diana, for the introduction. I'm ready now to share my slides. Very nice to see you here in this webinar today and to share with you what I've experienced with learning snacks and how it could be useful for project management. And well, let's start. You already heard a few things, a few facts about me. I have more than 7 years of experience in national and international research and development projects. So I also have to deal with project management. And also, like Diana already said, I am focusing on design for learning, instructional design, working out loud, and lifelong learning in general. And just to start, I have I have created 8 learning snacks up to now. And they got more than 1.6K views until now. And I do it actually like a bit like next to all the work that I'm usually doing when I feel like it could be like a good icebreaker or could be a good add-on in my day-to-day work. And I will show you later on a few examples how I use it and how it could be used in project management too. But first of all, what is a learning snack? And well, it basically is a tool for microlearning. So it is in a messenger kind of style. So it looks like a chat. And it has like, I already see a mistake here. I'm sorry about that. It is about game-based learning. So there are a few aspects of gamification, game-based learning inside of learning snacks that make it really fun. But I would say let's try it out. So what I'm doing now is sharing a snack with you in the chat. And you can just try it out yourselves. Also, I would be happy, to hear, maybe you could, drop a note in the chat if you already used learning snacks at some point in your lives. And what I will do in the meanwhile is opening here the learning snack tool. I hope you still see my screen. So this is what you should see actually now. So it's the start of a learning snack. And this learning snack is about what is a learning snack. You could actually do a learning snack about any topic you wish. Yeah. And well, and it starts here. It's asking me, are you a new Learning Snack member? And I feel like, okay, yes, I am. Maybe you are. No problem. I'll explain you everything. So it's starting here with next. So it's now just asking, explaining what it is. And then, you get already like a first multiple choice question here. So what is it? A learning snack, a trail mix? Could be, but not in this case. Knowledge of fortune cookies? Not really, but probably knowledge in chat format. So you directly get, like an answer to that if it was right or wrong. And yeah, you get some more information, and you can click next again. And then it again asks you, what is it good for, And maybe you think like it's a lot of detailed information. Click on that. You see, okay, that's not right. So you have the chance to, click again on another option, and you see, oh, that's right. So it's pretty fast, as you see. And basically, and in the end, you also see here, how well you are doing compared with other people who did this learning snack. So this learning snack is available to everyone in the World Wide Web, basically. So this is just like an example of how a learning snack could look like, but it could also look like in very different ways. But I will show you later on what kind of more options we have and what kind of functionalities there are. So if there, I don't know, if there are questions at this point, you could also ask them in the chat. Just let me know. So what could you do with this learning snack now? You saw this small presentation now of what it could look like, but what are the functionalities of it? And mostly it's, I just wrote down the main functions of a learning snack. First of all, you can add text, emojis, pictures, and it's really useful for asynchronous communication. Yeah, we now did it like synchronously in this Zoom webinar, but I would recommend you to really use it like before a meeting, for example, or after a meeting. Yeah, there are other tools that are more suitable for synchronous communication, like for example, Mentimeter. Yeah, if you know that one. So what can you do? You could ask multiple choice questions to users. We already did that in this demonstration learning snack. But you could also ask people to pick a right order of options. You could ask them to make a poll, and then they would also see what other people polled. Yeah. You could start a dialogue. This means depending on the answer that they are choosing, the users are choosing, you could define an answer text again. So it would be like a dialogue. You could also have a fill in the blank questions and also an image answer. This means you ask questions, you give like images to choose, and they have to choose the right image. What is also easy, you can share a learning snack easily with all people around. You could see the views and the likes of a learning snack. So you immediately see how many people saw it or how many people liked it. So, and this is usually interesting for people, for users. Yeah. And then you can also change languages. So originally, Learning Snacks is based in Germany, but you could also switch languages to English, French, and Russian. Unfortunately, these are all the languages available at the moment. So what advantages are there? First of all, it is responsive. This means you can also, quickly just check it on your mobile phone. The users who go through the learning snack, they don't have to log in like you did now. They just got a link and they could fill it out and go through the learning snack. Only the author of the learning snack has to register. It is completely free. It is quick and intuitive to use, also for the author. So also for me, who created a learning snack, it is very easy to create one and to publish one. Also, it is very easy to share information through a learning snack. and it is fun mostly. So you easily get people to, get involved, to, think about a certain topic that you would like them to think about through a learning snack. So, okay, how can we now use learning snacks in project management context? I mean, as I already said, learning snacks are more for micro learning, so learning nuggets. It's about remembering facts, for example, for understanding connections between facts, maybe also applying sometimes if you ask the right questions. Yeah? So these are rather low cognitive cognitive functions that are actually addressed through a learning snack, or that are possible to address for a learning snack. But usually in project management, our goals are more complex. So we really have to think about how we want to use a learning snack in a way that it could support us in our role as a project manager. So I just thought a few things how I would like to use it in the project management context, but maybe you can come up with a few additional ones. So first of all, I think it's a very good asynchronous icebreaker. So especially if the topic is very new to the consortium or to the partners, or also if the partners don't know each other yet, this could be a very useful tool to get them, in the mood, to get them into the topic already before the meeting starts. And especially in geographical separated teams, it could make sense, to make them think, to give them a nudge and to make them think about a certain topic already before the meeting starts. Because as we know, there are many meetings that could have been an email, and this is because many people didn't do the preparation. So this could be like a fun way and not too much, I don't know, boring way to get people into the topic, even though they have a lot of things on their plate already, maybe, because this is usually the problem, why people get into meetings not prepared, right? Yeah, another thing is, or like a function of learning snacks in the context of project management is getting everyone on the same page with the topic. So it could be that many different people from different countries, from different kind of disciplines, fields, that they have different meanings of words. And this could lead to confusion. And this could also slow down the results of a meeting or discussions in a meeting. So what you could do before is, to check if they're all on the same page, if they understand the things in the same way, So this could be a possibility. Also, you could learn more about the background and the prior knowledge of your target group in a learning snack. So what I, for example, also do with learning snacks is to use a learning snack at the start of some kind of meeting, whatever meeting it is or whatever goal it has, and especially if I don't know the people at the meeting. And if I really want to, achieve something, and I ask them about their background, of the years of experience, and you could do that in a learning snack through the poll function, for example. And then not only I am getting the information about all the participants, but also the other participants see how they are distributed, like how many years of experiences are there in this working group and from which fields there are and so on. Of course, there is a limited set of functions in this learning snack. This means you have to give options for the poll and they can choose it. So you have to have already some assumptions about your target group, which they can choose from. So another thing about learning snacks in the context of project management is to hear about the opinions in an anonymous and quick way. So again, I would use here the polling function, which is pretty central here. Yeah. So if they like the meeting, just to get a quick answer, for example, or if they thought that the results were good or whatever, Also, what you could do after a meeting is to check if the main message or goal was successfully conveyed. So here we can use all the functions in Learning Snacks, like, for example, multiple choice functions or fill in the blank functions. So all the functions about asking them to remember facts, for example, these functionalities could be useful here. And also maybe you could use it for, I haven't done that, but I thought I could use it actually, to ask them for project progress, again in a polling function, for example. So these are just some examples that I thought of that could be useful in the context of project management. But maybe you find out when you first try it out that there are also other possibilities how to use it. What I now checked is also what is actually research saying about the role of a project manager. And here are, like, I don't know, 7 points of the main responsibilities. And I think that especially in communicating expectations and create clarity in communication, as well as facilitating support, here the learning snacks could be used in the ways that I described earlier. And but there are, of course, certain limitations, especially in the context of project management when using a learning snack. And first of all, I already mentioned, well, there are certain limitations in functionality. So I mean, this is also an advantage, to have a limited set of functionalities makes it easier to use. But on the same hand, I wished like it would be possible to collect, for example, open answers. So this is not possible here. Also, another thing is it is for micro content. So it's for actually it should be as less text as possible. So people don't have to read so much through it. It should be very fast. It should be fun, appealing, messenger style, It should feel a bit like you would have talked with somebody in a chat or on WhatsApp or on whatever kind of messenger. So of course there are like limited, possibilities to convey information here. Also, it is a one-way communication. So I, as the person who is authoring the learning snack, is determining how the communication line is flowing. So the advantage is that I could, send it out to everyone, and there is like a scaling effect. But at the other hand, it always stays the same, and it is not very flexible. I could not collaborate really in this tool with other people. And collaboration and creating a shared understanding is usually like a key point in project management. Also, of course, there are like other tools that are more suitable for complex projects, and there are project management tools out there which already include some of the functions that are available in learning snacks. Some, not all. Like, for example, asking or polling or whatever, these functionalities. Also, if the platform is closed, the content is gone. So you author something like a learning snack on this learning snack platform. But if learning snack is deciding, oh, we have to close down the whole platform, it will be gone and your work will be gone too. So this is a risk that you need to be willing to take when creating something on learning snacks. As of course, the learning snack is not hosted on your server, but on the servers of learning snacks, the company. So these are a few limitations here. But I think, especially to use it as an icebreaker and to understand more about the partners that you are meeting, and to, as a quick check, so to see if the main message of a certain meeting was conveyed. This is very suitable, I think, and fun. So what I would do now is I'll share with you how I create a learning snack, so you would see how to do it. And please just, open the mic if you have a question in between. So this is the Learning Snack platform. You already see a few learning snacks created by other people here, and everybody is like creating learning snacks, like students, teachers, everyone, everyone who likes. I actually even used learning snack once to, I don't know, to create a fun game for my sister's wedding. So everything is possible with learning snacks. Yeah. And here you see my snacks, and I click on that. And you see my profile and all the snacks that I have created. And here you see, I have a few English ones, how to choose digital tools, for example. It has almost like 500 views, and a few German ones I have here too. And yeah, and usually you click on the plus sign and create a new learning snack. And sorry, this looks like that now. Over here, you can, put the title. Project management, and here you can choose what kind of elements you want to use in your learning snack. But before doing that, I'll show you the settings, because I think that they are important for you to know what the learning snack is really about. So you can choose here the visibility of your learning snack, and you can have it visible only for you or visible for anybody. This means your learning snack is never actually private. You couldn't share it with just like a private group, but you have to, to keep in mind that everybody around the world could, check out your learning snack as soon as you publish it. So I wouldn't, share too confident information on the learning snack then, you could allow sharing, yes or no. You could also choose the license. So there could be like the Learning Snack license or a Creative Commons license. But of course, if you're choosing the Creative Commons license, you really have to check if all the pictures that you have uploaded on Learning Snacks and used in your Learning Snack are also suitable for this license, for this Creative Commons license. So it has to be in line. And of course, I always recommend never use pictures just somewhere from the internet. It has to be freely licensed pictures. Never use any pictures that you found on Google. I said it always again and again, because it still happens sometimes. And this is, of course, not legal. And you could also choose the category. So this helps users on Learning Snacks to more easily find your learning snack too. And yeah, you could choose the language here too, And you could also, have some kind of ranking function, so people would see how they are, how well they did in compared with other people. So this is just the snack settings here, over there, down there. So I'll just now show you how to create a learning snack. You can have here like text. Hi there, this is a learning snack. And you can choose here also some fun, I don't know, emojis. And here you can pause at this element. This means that users won't directly see the next element, but you have a quick break in between, especially if you have a longer text and you want the users really to read it, put a pause here. Save. Then we could have, and then I would ask a question. So how many years of project management experience do you already have? Okay. So this is my question that I want to ask. And here I think that the multiple choice question would be good. I would say less than 1 year. 1 to 3 years. Oopsie. And 3 to 5 years. And then we have here more than 5 years. Okay. And you could also, and that's wrong. I shouldn't use a multiple choice. I should actually use a polling question here. So now you see here, I first understood that I used the wrong function. But I could easily change it here. when clicking on this menu saying more, clicking on poll. And as you see, the text is even saved. It is not gone. That's nice. I don't have to be angry about myself too much that I used the wrong function first. And then I click on save. And then you already see, it's something saying here. Then I just say, thank you for, oopsie. Thank you for your answer. That's very interesting. Save. You can find more information here, and then you could give a link. Yeah, for example, if you want to lead people somewhere else, I would recommend that. So this is basically it. I mean, maybe we could, use like a nice picture here. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Here, this project management picture. Okay. So now we have a picture here too, and I will just share it. Copy. And now you could should be able to check this learning snack too. I hope it works. And when I go now go back to learning snacks. My snacks. I now see this new learning snack, and I also could, copy the link here. So I hope it worked out for you to open this learning snack that we have just created. And yeah, and that's basically, yeah, it's very fast. Yeah, so you can do it very fast, and it's pretty intuitive. That's a big advantage of learning snacks. And yeah, it can be fun to do. So now we can check it out. Let's check out the result actually. So here we had the pause. That's why it's saying now next and not directly showing the next text. And now we could, here put that one, and then whoa, okay. Some people already, checked it out. We have already 3 answers. Clicking on next again. Thank you for your question. And then you could put a link here, for example, to the Creative Change project. So that's actually already everything from my side. Oops. And are there any questions there?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Isabel. I think you gave us a really, in this short time, a good overview about, because of course, I prepared and I learned a little bit what it is, learning snacks, but especially that you showed us how to go through the process. It motivates to try it out on our own. And I would say that this tool or method could be very useful in virtual meetings, I guess. And as you explained it now to us, and for example, for feedback questions on project management tasks or outputs which are discussed, and yeah. But this is just my point of view. And thank you very much. And maybe the listeners also have some questions or would like to comment. So feel free.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for your presentation. I have a question. Can you link one learning snack to another one with link options? So you could have like a program with different learning snacks linked all of them up?
Yes, I think so, because you could actually at any point in the learning snack, you could give a link. So you could also give a link to the next learning snack. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, it's possible. It should be possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question. So another way how to use learning snacks that we discovered here. Thank you.
I was just thinking, Isabel, that the Learning Snacks tool is very interesting. I had never seen, and it looks really easy, even for me. And but I was just wondering, because it's a little bit, I'm not sure if it solves the isolation problem of working in a distance. What do you think? Do you think there is anything it can be done to solve that?
I think the problem about learning snacks is, or why it couldn't solve the problem, is that it is this one-way kind of communication. So it's basically like a saved conversation, a saved predetermined conversation, basically. So this can be fun, and this could be good for a few, aspects in project management or communication or also learning, but not for these kind of things. So I think all the aspects, all tools that are supporting collaboration, and no, actually all tools that are supporting creating your online identity and sharing something about yourself with others, this could help to, to feel more social, feel more connected to others, really. So you have to be willing in a safe space to share something about you that is meaningful to you, to others. And this is, many people don't like it because you feel like in a virtual panopticon. This is like this. A panopticon is like this kind of jail, where in the middle there is this I'm missing the terminology, like the policeman, the officer of the jail, and he could at any point see all the other people in the jail, but they never know when he will look at them. So you feel like, oh, I don't want to do something that could be seen by others. You always feel judged online if you don't see the people. You don't know when you don't see their body language. You don't see what they're talking about you, and you feel insecure. So I think the only way to achieve more connection online is to create a safe space where people are really willing to share something about them. And usually, or sometimes, people are also reluctant with a good, reason to be reluctant sharing something online. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, this tool, I think, won't be the solution to overcome this problem. But still, I think it can be a good icebreaker to get in touch with the topic, maybe. Not with other people, but maybe with the topic.
It's like a warming up tool.
Sorry?
A warming up tool.
Yeah, like a warming up tool, but maybe also checking what they understood in a meeting.
Okay.
So, for example, if you, as a leader of a meeting, for you it is clear this and that are the results of the meeting, hopefully, and and you want to know if the others also understood that, but in an anonymous way, you could ask them, like in a learning snack, and it's really very fast. You could just send the link to all the participants, and they could check it on their mobile phone. It doesn't take time. If write in a very conversational style, they are also maybe more willing to go through it, because as we know, people also don't love to fill out evaluation forms.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's cool.
So are there maybe any other questions?
Yeah, well, thank you, Isabel. It's a very interesting tool, and it seems very easy to use, so that's great. But I was wondering, so you said that it can be, when you create a learning snack, it can be seen by anyone on the platform, right? And so used by anyone. In your experience, is it really, for example, if you do a learning snack for your project, for an evaluation, for example, do you think there is a high risk, or in your experience, that other people would take the learning snack also? Or
I mean, it could be, but to be honest, there are like so many learning snacks out there. It's more likely they don't find your learning snack than they would like to find their learning snack. And one way out, could be to find a very boring title. So people will never, when they see it on the platform, click on it. But in my eyes, I don't think that, people really see it. I mean, I can show you the views of my other learning snacks, just to give an example, because I just recently created a learning snack, and it just has like, I don't know, 20 views, because yeah. And first of all, I just created it, and also I think the title is not like very appealing, so only the people that really were involved with that, and also not all of them checked it out. So yeah, I mean, it is a risk that could be there, that somebody checks it out. But yeah, so here you see all of the learning snacks that I created. And for example, this one, Willkommen zur Online-Weiterbildung 2022. I created, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, and I have 25 views. And it's like an online course with, I don't know, 50 people. Yeah, like an open online course. So you see, not too many people really saw it. Last year, I also did the same one, so I just copied it. This is also possible to copy learning snacks, by the way. And 78 people saw it, but I think it's mostly people from the course. And I can show it to you what I did here. For example, I just introduced myself here and what I'm doing, that this is my website. Here's a link to my website. So this is how a link could look like. And then I said, I want to know more about you. And then I wanted to ask them what kind of position they have at work. And I gave them some, options to choose from. And here they said most of them are like external lecturers at my university. It was also like a continuing education program for our lecturers. So this is, what it could look like. And also I wanted to ask them what kind of part of the continuing education program they now think at the start of this course, if they think is most useful for them. And they told me, what they found most useful, which chapter they think is most useful for them. Spoiler, it was a different one in the end. It just was this assumption at the start. So this is interesting, and yeah, and then, I gave some instructions on what will follow next for them, and that there will be like a webinar, and then just thank you, and the link back to Moodle. So I led them back to Moodle. I gave here the link. Of course, only people who have access to the course can access it. So, so I hope this gave an idea of what it could look like this is like a learning snack basically for a closed group that also could be accessed, but for anybody else. But why should they? Yeah. So thank you for the question, Julie. There's a question from Valentina saying, hi, Valentina. Is the number of snacks someone can create limited? No, I don't think so. I mean, there are, of course, some platforms, and they chose after a few years of operation to limit, for example, the Padlets you could open. And at the start, it was free, like you could open as many Padlets as you wished. But then after a few years, when, there was suddenly the hype around Padlets, it's like an online discussion board. Yeah. They limited it. But there is no limit I know of. Yeah. Are there any other questions?
Maybe I would like to mention something more. I think that this tool is, maybe it sounds basic, but it can motivate during the meetings. So because it brings in variety of content and how content are applied by the participants. So I think this is already a big value of this tool.
I mean, what I tried out I mean, of course, for online meetings, yes, you can use it. There are also other tools that can do similar things. But what you can also do, and what I find like really nice, is when you have like a face-to-face meeting and you want to include seamlessly some kind of online content, you know, or to involve people in some things they could do, you know, on their own. There might be breaks also in these meetings. Hopefully there are breaks, you know, and you could provide QR codes to learning snacks in the face-to-face meeting to ask them questions in between also, you know. I did that once actually at this wedding of my sister, and and it worked out really good, you know, because at the wedding, of course, all kinds of people were there with very different digital competences, but they managed it and they found it so fun. So I could recommend it to you, to, you know, to put a little spice into your face-to-face meeting too, and to, you know, get them involved. I think it's a really good and easy way to involve people in some things that are relevant to you or you find important.
Thank you. Maybe this was something what very often comes to my mind when it's about digital tools which can be used. I would like to know maybe from you, have you experiences with participants who have barriers or issues to use this this tool, or to use the links you create, and maybe you can say something on that.
Usually I use these learning snacks always on with the idea it is, you know, not compulsory. So I never force anybody to go on the learning snack, but I really try to make them curious. And because I think it's, you know, much better way, you know, to bring people on platforms or on sites. And I think what you could do is like to promise them that it could be fun, that this is about the topic that they care about, and that could be already motivation enough. I mean, of course, you could still, I don't know, you could anyway never force somebody to go on a site. So usually I use it in a non-compulsory way. And actually, I have to say, in my past years, you know, since I have been starting to use this learning snack platform and learning snacks in general, I always got really good reactions. People loved it. So, and I would say, you know, it's pretty informal. I think, you know, this tool is really the best at its best if it's pretty informal, like a friend was chatting with you. And this can be, you know, a very good, you know, I would say, just a different thing to experience.
Yes, yeah. I think it too. Yeah.
So I'm curious actually if you try it out and what the reactions would be from your partners and if they liked it or not. And so, yeah, if somebody has good or bad experiences with that in the future, I would be happy if you could just text me up on, I don't know, Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever to share it, because I'm just curious how it worked out for you.
Okay.
Isabel, a quick question before you go. Have you actually used the Learning Snacks tool in face-to-face meetings as Meetmaker or another tool, or you normally use it online only?
I think the question is not online or offline. I think the question is, use it asynchronously or synchronously. So use it, you know, do you use it? Do you tell people you all now look at the same time at the learning snack? Or you give people the possibility to do the learning snack at the time they wish to do it. And I mean, you could do a learning snack. I don't know, you might be familiar with Kahoot, which is like a gaming, multiple choice gaming thing tool. Yeah. So you do that at the same time, usually. All the people are at the same time at the tool. You could create something, a similar experience also with learning snacks. And I can show you how. We click on sharing. You know, I'm sorry, this is now in German. It's saying live game, play live game. And this means that they all at the same point, at the same time, do the learning snack. But of course, why are you doing that? Because people want to compare their results with each other. Who is the fastest, you know? But this is a reading task, you know, like who is faster in reading that and understanding the text. So I don't know, where is the, you know, why should you do that? Why is it important that somebody can read something faster than another person, you know? So I think this is not so, for me personally, I think this is not so appealing. I really think that the power of learning snacks is rather to give people the freedom to check it out on their own pace when they have time for it. And that it is very quick. They can do it, you know, when they're on the way, like commuting, or I don't know, you know, in the train or metro, whatever. So I think this is more appealing. And also in breaks, you know, also in meetings in between, just to tell them if you have time in the breaks, you could check it out. It's something non-compulsory. You don't have to do it, but it's fun. We do it for you. This is something that we do for you, you know. And then they might find it interesting. And I think this is like the power of it, you know, to make it something casual, fun, that people get something out of it. I don't think that it makes sense to really use it like all at the same time, but I think you could use it online at different times, but also offline. But I think, you know, this aspect of they can choose whenever they want to do it. I hope this answers the questions. Yeah. Yeah.
So are there maybe some other questions? Well, okay, this is Carmen. Well, then thank you very much, Isabel, for your presentation. And we will provide the links you sent to us to the audience also. And I would like to also maybe just we should stay in touch. As you said, you will be in Barcelona, then we should meet maybe. And I would like to announce also the next Creative Change Learning Café, which will be about creative dissemination in project management, and it's going to be in July. And as soon as we have the concrete date and the registration link, we will provide it on the eucen website and of course on the social media channels of Creative Change. And well, maybe Carmen, you want to add something more? Or then thank you very, very much, Isabel, and we stay in touch, I would say.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everybody who joined this afternoon, and hopefully we'll hear each other on social media maybe. So bye, thank you.